Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Friday. It is the 14th day of October 2022. Happy Friday. I hope that this Friday finds you healthy and safe, and that your family is also healthy and safe, and that the needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field and the first responders who are every day trying to save lives, and those who pick up garbage for us to keep streets and sidewalks and parks and highways clean, and those also that make deliveries for our convenience of things like food and water. Double blessings on the men and women who are out here trying to rescue, deliver, recover the teenagers and the children who are the victims of child molestation and pedophilia. Also, those victims of prostitution and child prostitution. Those victims of pornography and child pornography. Those victims also of sex trafficking and sex slavery. Double curses. Double curses on the perpetrators. Double curses on the perverts. Double curses on those profiteers who traffic in this human misery and perversion. Finally, blessings upon the homeless. There are nearly 600,000 men, women, and children who are without roofs over their heads in the streets of the United States of America right now, and millions around the world in similar or worse conditions, and blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. So tonight, there will be a basketball game. The Knicks are going to be playing their final preseason game against the Washington Wizards. I won't be watching the game live, as it's going to be Shabbat, but I'm going to review the game tomorrow night. And then we'll probably go on live at some point on Sunday, and we'll review the game and the upcoming Real Deal season that starts next week, Wednesday, in Memphis. What we've seen so far overall from the Knicks. Now, today I want to focus really on Emmanuel Quickley and Cam Reddish. But before we do that, what we have seen so far in the preseason is some really good signs. Number one, it appears that RJ Barrett has or is in the process of taking that next step that many of us expected him to take in year 4. He's become more aggressive. He uses both hands. His shot has become more consistent. His foul shooting has become better. So far, his hard work is showing. Julius Randle, another big piece for the Knicks in terms of controversy, in terms of issues, in terms of importance, while he's on the team, has played extremely well. I have not seen him play this well since the year he was All-NBA and All-Star. He's not forcing shots. He's playing within the flow of the offense. He's not turning the ball over a lot. He's not trying to handle the ball in situations where he shouldn't be. He's pressing the issue when he can and running with, pushing the offense, getting into a running game where he can. He's rebounding the ball well. That's been extremely, extremely good. He's doing, most important to me, aside from the turnovers that he's not doing, is he's rotating on defense. He's giving a sincere effort on the defensive end of the basketball floor. If Julius Randle and RJ Barrett play like this going forward, the Knicks are going to be in good shape. That's the biggest takeaways from the preseason to me. Mitchell Robinson, he's in shape. He's running the floor. He's healthy. And, of course, the other point guards and other players are being pressed to find him when he has his man sealed. So he's looking to get the ball. Last year, he mentioned he felt like he was on the treadmill sometimes, running the floor and not seeing the basketball. He's not the number 1, number 2, or number 3 option, but they should be looking for him more, and they are making a conscious effort to do that. We've seen also in the preseason. He is still a force as an offensive rebounder. He is still a force as a rim protector. And if he continues to do that, the Knicks will be in good shape. Jalen Brunson has pretty much fit in seamlessly with the Knicks. He was a little off kilter against the Pacers. Not enough so that if they had played a regular season game like that and that first unit had finished that game, they'd have beat the Pacers. But it was learning experience, as we talked about. But Brunson is seamless right now. He's smart enough to not make the same mistakes twice, which is a really good thing. He's smart enough to read what defense is doing, what they're doing defensively, what they're doing offensively. It's seamless. He's been a perfect pickup for the Knicks, and he's going to make the stir the pot. Evan Fournier and Grimes, the question is still a question. See, both of them have missed time this preseason. Fournier has been pretty much what he was last year. An elite shooter, an elite spot-up shooter, a questionable defender, a high IQ player. And so we know what we're going to get from him. There's going to be games where he's going to be hot if he gets those minutes, and he's going to be scoring 40 points, 35 points. Then there's games where he's going to score 9 points, 6 points. That's how it's going to go with Evan Fournier. But we know what we're getting from him. He will not hurt us enough to stop us from getting what I project to be a minimum 45 win. Then there's Quentin Grimes, who has missed almost all of the games of the preseason with sore foot. Hopefully tonight he gets some PT against the Wizards so he can get in the flow a little bit. He's going to be an important piece for the Knicks going forward. As I mentioned, whether or not he starts right now, it's not a question of if he's going to start at the two guard. The question is when, because he is the future at that position, and he's going to be ending up manning that position for many years. So it's just a matter of time. We just need to make sure he's healthy, and we also need to see that he can stay healthy. Okay, so that's a question mark for him. So the Knicks have been looking very good. Obi Toppin, he's been excellent. He has also taken the next step in his development. He has also shown, at least Thibodeau has shown up to this point, playing increased minutes. He's getting 20 minutes a game, and in splitting time at the 4 with Julius, it's worked out very well. So that's continuing. Again, he has now point guards that will, for the most part, that will look for him when he's running the floor, that will look for him when he has his man sealed. He's really good, not only at running the floor and finishing, as we all know, well, most of us know, but he's also good at realizing he has mismatches and taking advantage of them. He's really good at that. And so he just hasn't had point guards that would look for him in those scenarios, but now he does. So that is a revelation. Also, Derrick Rose is healthy. He's 34 years old now. He's healthy. He has not played a lot in the preseason by design. Tom Thibodeau has not played him a lot of minutes in preseason. Well, I think he's in his 14th year. So it's not like he needs to, but he's in great shape. He's ready to go. He's going to be the leader of the second unit, him and Obi Toppin and Emmanuel quickly perhaps. But that's really how the second unit is going to flow. And we're expecting Derrick Rose to be vintage Derrick Rose for those second unit minutes, as I think he's going to be. Then it comes down Deuce McBride. Deuce McBride, y'all have to understand something. I've gotten a lot of emails from people that say, well, Deuce needs to take the ball out of IQ's hands. He needs to demand the basketball. He cannot do that. Imagine what that would look like, because Emmanuel quickly dominates the ball. If Deuce came out and said, give me the ball, that looks like Deuce is being a hog. Right now, Emmanuel Quickly's the hog, and that's what throws off everybody. When you get one guy that's hogging the basketball, and let's talk about Emmanuel Quickly. See, his rookie year, he was a rookie, and he was coming off the bench. And Thibodeau gave him some latitude, and he showed proclivity to score. He had a beautiful floater, and his three-point shot was coming along very well his rookie year. Then came that summer after his rookie year, where he had been now an established part of the rotation. And in the summer league, he was hogging the ball. Okay. He doesn't set up his teammates. He can get assist numbers, but this is where numbers can be deceiving. He can get assist numbers, but it doesn't mean he's a team player. A guy that used to rack up a lot of assists and get 20, 10 every year, but his teams never won? Starbury. Okay. Stephon Marbury. He used to do that. He used to get 20, 10s, unstoppable, dynamic offensive player, but his teams never went too far. Okay, so he was racking up all these assists, but they were like beautiful dishes that you say, but they weren't getting the whole team involved. He wasn't making everybody around him better. Hence, therefore, Emmanuel Quickly is doing the same thing. And that summer, he was hogging the basketball. And he putting big numbers, him and Obi Toppin. And he was, at that time, I noticed he was shading Deuce. And Deuce was a rookie then. Okay, he was shading. He was definitely freezing him out. Okay, that was summer league though. Then came this past season, and because of Thibodeau's confidence in him, he took that as a sign that he could just go buck wild. And he became last year very inefficient. Very inefficient. His numbers were down in terms of his shooting percentages because he was chucking more last year. Okay. And at the end of the year, when him and Obi got a chance, they put up big numbers again. Okay. But that just fueled the fire for him to think he's a legitimate guy that could just chuck. And that's what he's been doing. That's what he's been doing this preseason. It was so obvious. I thought I was the only one that noticed it, but I was getting a lot of emails. He's freezing out Deuce. Yes, Deuce would be on this side of the court, and he wouldn't even not even look at that side of the court. Just keep his eye on the opposite side of the court where he can get the ball back. Now, this is going to be an issue. It's going to be an issue because it will hurt the second unit. Basketball is a team game. You want to involve the whole team. In fact, what I noticed, some of you might have noticed, at least 2 times down the floor this past game, Hartenstein would get the ball, let IQ go by, and was looking for Deuce to hand him the ball. Deuce would get the ball, and then IQ would come running over to get it from him. See, you're putting Deuce in a position where he's going to have to tell you, stay on the side. But see, Thibodeau has to be the one to come forward and say, Emmanuel, you need to pass more. Emmanuel, you need to stop getting beat on defense and getting torched like you've been doing by Ben Mathurin. So Thibodeau was doing this number after the game Tuesday. He was speaking to quickly, but he wasn't calling him by name because Thibodeau don't like to call his players by name in the media, and I respect him for that. He did the same thing last year with Julius Randle, but for the most part, and during the course of the season, Randle didn't get the memo, okay? But apparently he got it this summer because Randle came in playing differently. Now his attitude is completely different now. I don't know what's going to happen with Quickly. I mean, giving him that in the media, as far as, shading him without saying his name, you got to get into him, So Quick is talented. I'm not saying he can't play. He can play. He can be a high-level scorer. He can be 6th man of the year. He's got that type of ability. But he got to be able to share the basketball, number one. And number two, stop trying to play a role he's not. He is not a point guard. He misses open players and he freezes out his teammates. That's not a point guard by anybody's definition. A ball hog, a point guard cannot be a ball hog. See, Kobe Bryant could be a ball hog, but he wasn't a point guard. Michael Jordan could be a ball hog, and he wasn't a point guard. But both of them Hall of Fame talent and multiple championship rings. So you can't say nothing about them hog. Okay. But if you, Alonzo Trier, and you're a ball hog, you're not even in the NBA anymore. Okay. So Quick has got to catch this memo. He got to catch this memo and start dishing his best. Worry more about getting his teammates involved than chucking up bad shots. Okay. And I'm hoping Thibodeau gives him the memo. I'm hoping his teammates. It looked like Hartenstein was. I seriously thought Hartenstein was giving him a message on the floor by purposely waving him away and giving the ball to Deuce. Deuce does have to use that opportunity to run the offense. Deuce is a consummate team player. He's been that way from when I saw him at West Virginia. He's a consummate team player. So he's not going to press the issue with his own teammate. He expects his teammates to be teammates. So it's up to Thibodeau to really enforce this. If he does, you'll see a better Deuce McBride and in turn, a way better second unit. Which brings me to Cam Reddish. Listen, let's be real about this, okay? I said in the beginning, and I've been saying since his days at Duke, that of the 3 players, him, RJ, and Williamson, that he had the highest level NBA long-term talent. Like, I thought Williamson had obvious talent, but Williamson's body type I'm not sure if it's dictate for a long-term NBA career. And he's missed a lot of games already. But in terms of being able to play, in terms of the talent level, I thought that Cam was the best of the 3. I just thought he needed time for that talent to come out and flourish. Sometimes that's what a player needs. He needs like Mathurin. You saw it at Arizona, but there was something there that was going to blow up even bigger when he got to pros, as you saw Tuesday night. I thought that was like Cam. Like Cam was in a tight Duke program, with 2 superstar teammates, college level superstars. And in a program, big program like Duke with Krzyzewski and all that, he had to tone it down a bit, but once he got loose, he was going to play. Then he went to Atlanta when they had a gazillion wings and he couldn't get it, and then he was hurt. So I'm thinking, man, he just needs time, which is why I also said, and y'all could bear witness, he has to turn out for preseason. He can't just average 1 of 7 or 2 of 6 or get 10. He's got to turn out. Somebody called him, I forgot who it was. There's some dude that was from St. John's, I forgot his name, but he writes for the Post sometimes, or the Post quotes him a lot. And he said Cam was a tease. And after Tuesday night, I started to understand why. He said that I'm not saying necessarily I agree with him, but I understand why. Cam got a rebound, and it was all on Twitter, and dribbled the ball up, went behind his back, crossed, and then went to the hole and made it look easy. Went right through the whole Pacer team. Didn't do that during the whole course of the game, though. But you saw flashes that made you think, dang, this dude, man, he got it. But it's not consistent. And this is the thing again, what I'm saying is he needed to ball out this preseason in order to justify him being in the rotation and possibly starting. He needed to ball out. And brothers and sisters, let's be real, he has not done it. He has not balled out. You can call it whatever you want. He has started. He has been in the rotation. He has gotten 20 minutes a game in the preseason. But he has not done what I thought he was going to do. He has not been what I thought he's going to be. I thought a preseason 20-point scorer. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking he was going to be like that. Yes, maybe looking back now it sounds funny, but I thought he was going to be Benedict Mathurin in the preseason. I really thought, that's a good comp. I thought Cam was going to be Benedict Mathurin in the preseason because he was going to get those minutes. But he hasn't been. He hasn't been. And I hate to say this because I like the kid. I'm pulling for the kid. He's the odd man out. When Grimes comes back and Grimes is healthy, Cam is the odd man out. I'm talking to you. He's going to be. Because you can't play him and Grimes at the same time and Deuce. And I'm telling you, of those 3 dudes, Grimes is going to get because he's Grimes, because he's Tibbs' dude, because he plays both sides, because Tibbs has already chosen him as his next grandson. Deuce has earned it. He's played his minutes. He played through pain. Last year, somebody landed on his knee. I saw the play. He still came out there and played, though his knee was jacked up. He's tough as nails. He has earned it. Okay? And so Cam is the odd dude out, man. If you're talking about second unit. Because that's what we're talking about. We're not talking about him starting. Forget starting. It's not going to be him starting. Okay? Now they may sit Fournier and he may get a chance to start tonight. He better ball out because I don't see it happening because it hasn't happened so far. Okay. It hasn't. And so it is what it is. He reminds me again. He also reminds me a lot of Josh Jackson. Josh Jackson out of Kansas, all kind of upside, all kind of potential, but just never blows up the way you expect him to blow up with all of that talent that he has. You think, oh man, he's going to blow up. He just never did it. So he is now going from team to team and on second units and on third units. Cam is headed to that. Okay. He's headed to that. This is where we at right now. Okay. So I guess what I'm saying is listen carefully. He has not balled out this preseason. Period. He's been given the minutes and he has not balled out this preseason. He needed to ball out. Okay. He needed to. Somebody going to compare him to Grimes. Stop it. Grimes is in his second season. He's got Tibbs' his favor. Whether that's right or wrong, it is what it is. Don't whine about it. It is what it is. Grimes is going to play. Okay? He's not going to be looked at the way Cam is. Cam's in his 4th season. Talking about extensions now. That's a different scenario, y'all. Okay? It's a world of difference. So here's Grimes in his second season. He's going to play. Tibbs loves Deuce. Deuce is going to play. Okay. Cam is the odd man out. I don't know if they're going to trade him. I don't know if he's going to sit. I don't know what's going to happen. But he's not going to be one of those major players, one of those 9 or 10 rotation dudes. He's not. Okay. He's not. Because he hasn't balled out the way he needed to. And it wasn't even injuries this time. You could say, well, he was hurt again, but then I would have been messed up too. But he sprained his ankle a little bit, but he hasn't balled out. He just hasn't. 1 of 7, 2 of 3, 3 of 10, whatever. No. Okay? We've seen flashes, but we've seen flashes as a freshman at Duke. We've seen flashes in Atlanta. He balled out in the playoffs for Atlanta. He has flashes, but that's not good enough. We need consistent, high-level play with a guy of that level of talent. Okay, there's been a lot of dudes come through the NBA. You cannot, as Tom says, Thibodeau says it all the time, you got to be a tremendous basketball player to even be on an NBA team. Period. They're the 400 best basketball players in the world. That's the league. Okay, so Cam is really, he could play. But there's been a lot of dudes, Tim Thomas's, Isaiah Riders. There's been a lot of dudes that have come through with high level talent and just never realized, never developed into what you thought they could be with that kind of talent that they had. There's been guys like that, and he appears to be headed in that direction. Okay. And so at this point, to me, he's the odd man out. I don't know what they're going to do with this last this last preseason game. I don't know what Tibbs is going to do. I have no idea. He can go into the direction I want to start my starters, play them 20 minutes, sit them like he did against Indiana. And I'm going to go second unit and see what they could do and what I got. He might do that. I don't even know who's playing tonight. I expect D Rose to play. I'm hoping they give IQ a rest day. But anyway, we'll see what happens. But Emmanuel quickly can be a problem for the good, or he can be a problem for the bad. And surprisingly enough, I was thinking it was going to be Julius Randle, Obi Toppin, RJ Barrett, and they still are main pieces to a successful season. But I didn't think we were going to have this kind of problem for Emmanuel quickly. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be honest with you, he has not developed in his 3 seasons. He's doing the same thing now than he did as a rookie. He hasn't really gotten any better to me on either side of the basketball. I haven't seen Obi Toppin. I'm seeing leaps and bounds better defense, better jump shot. Okay. Better recognition on offense and defense. Better, I'm seeing improvement there. RJ, next level now. This kid, he's chucking like he did as a rookie. He ain't changed nothing. He's still freezing people out on the same team. He's still missing wide open players. He's got talent, but he need to come correct. He's not going to sit. He's going to be in a rotation. He wanted to his boy. He's going to be in a rotation. How much he hurts us, we'll see. Anyway, we'll review this game and we'll preview the coming season on Sunday, the game that's coming tonight. In the meantime, please, y'all, enjoy your weekend. Be safe out there with your fam. For those of you that's going to hang out later, Shabbat Shalom. We'll talk to y'all later. Otherwise, please be safe and enjoy yourselves. Shalom.